We often talk about additional context in relation to vulnerability management, understanding how vulnerabilities got into systems and where they exist perhaps within the code. But I think context is also an incredibly valuable tool when it comes to security testing itself and the approach that we take as security testers. Being able to understand things like what the technology stack that an organization uses, what the vulnerabilities that their developers typically introduce into the systems, and what changes have occurred since their last security test. Now, sometimes when you come into an assessment, you might be provided with a previous penetration testing report, and the client might give you some information along the lines of, we think this has changed, or we think that's changed. But it's when you start to capture the detail, the tickets and the pull requests, the documentation around what's been upgraded, libraries or functionality, and when you have that deep change log and appreciation that can tell a story over time of that application, that you can really be testing from a more informed position. In order to acquire that data, one of the main things that you can really do is document. And I don't mean you have to write big, long HLDs. I mean that if you are writing high quality tickets, when you're making those changes, then that can be looked at retrospectively and appreciated. Now, I appreciate that for a lot of organizations, the volume of tickets that are occurring can make that quite a challenging process. If you've got 1,000 tickets being raised or closed off a week, then going through each and every one of those could be a daunting activity. However, there are modern opportunities with things like large language models to be able to review these massive bulks of data and be able to effectively refine them down to this distilled version, which just simply summarizes the kinds of things that have occurred and the kinds of vulnerabilities that may have introduced.